and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today I've got a review of Daughters Unto Devils, and this is the debut novel from Amy Lukavics. Now, one thing I will say about this is that it is a YA novel. I don't read a lot of YA novels. In fact, the amount of YA novels that I have read in my lifetime, I could probably count on one hand, and definitely in the amount of YA novels that I've read in the past 2, maybe 3 years. Anyway, when our story begins, it is told from the first-person point of view of Amanda. Amanda is a 16-year-old girl. And before the story begins, the family has already experienced a really harsh winter. The mother has gone through a childbirth in which the child that is born to her, Hannah, is born deaf and blind. All right, so there's that frustration. And then Amanda lives with the rest of her family also. You got mom, dad, you got little Hannah, you got Emily, which is her younger sister, who acts more like an older sister to her. And then you got two more brothers and sisters. You got, I think her name's Joanne, I believe her name is, and Charles, all right? Anyway, so when the story begins, Amanda has been sleeping with, or going off in the woods with, the Henry, the postboy. He's the guy, I think he's the guy that brings their mail to them. Anyway, he's a boy, teenage boy like her. And they're going off in the woods and they're having sex. And Amanda's, she's kind of having a crisis of faith, a crisis of conscience or whatever, because she keeps having these really bad thoughts about her sister Hannah and how she wishes that Hannah had died in the womb or had not been born because the child is just always crying. All right, so this kind of leads Amanda to think that she's kind of got a devil in her, or that there's something wrong with her. And apparently at one point in time, she looked out and into the forest and saw what appeared to be the devil in the forest, all right? So that's kind of what's going on with Amanda. She's kind of conflicted with her faith, kind of conflicted with her conscience. She's and also she is pregnant, and of course, when you got two teenagers and one of them turns up pregnant, there's going to be some trouble, and Amanda tries to hide her pregnancy. But anyway, they end up moving from the mountains to the prairie, all right, the whole family. And when they get to the place where they're going to live, the house where they're going to live, they go in and the place is covered, the inside is covered in blood. I mean, it is just freaking nasty in there, all right? And the father, the pa, he's just like, oh, we can do this, we can fix this and everything. Everybody's like, are you nuts or whatever? But anyway, so once they move there, some really weird stuff starts happening, like things bumping into the walls at night and seeing people walking past the thing. And they've also got these neighbors, a doctor and his son, Zeke, and I can't remember the doctor's name. I think her name is Jacobson or something like that. Anyway, they live out in the woods, all right? And they're kind of freaky. They're kind of strange. They give off this strange vibe. But anyway, all these things start to happen, and Amanda starts to think, well, is this something that is happening, with the house, something that is haunting the house, something that has already been there, or is this evil, this evil that they're feeling, is this something that comes from within her because of the bad thoughts she has been having and the bad things that she has done? So that is kind of the gist of what Daughters, I keep getting this wrong, Daughters Unto Devils is about. I keep wanting to say Devils Unto Daughters, but yes, Daughters Unto Devils. Like I said, I don't read a lot of young adult horror. I don't read a lot of YA horror, so it's not always easy for me to determine whether a YA book is good or bad based on that merit. So I'm just going to throw that out the window. This book, I enjoyed it. Okay, I didn't expect to enjoy it. When I looked at it and I said, okay, this sounds really good. But then I looked when I got it, excuse me, I looked and it says Harlequin Teen. So the only thing I've known about Harlequin is Harlequin romance. I don't read romance novels at all, so I'm thinking, oh gosh, what have I got myself into? But you know what? I actually enjoyed this. Somebody compared this to Stephen King, and if he was the one to write Little House on the Prairie. And I thought, you know what? That's actually a pretty good little analogy, or whatever you call it, for this book, because that was the vibe I got. I got this vibe that is like you want, you know, if you remember the old Little House, the horrible, I'm sorry, I hated the show, all right? But if you remember the Little House on the Prairie TV show, you know, and Michael Landon and all that, and they were this perfectly happy little family living on the prairie, and you see the opening and tumbling down and all that, just replace that with spooky sounds, spooky people, horrific scenes. There is a scene with, there's a scene in this book toward the end with the baby and ants. That's all I will say. That just kind of chilled me a little bit, okay? So yeah, just replace all the happy-go-lucky stuff with things that go bump in the night, things that you see out of the corner of your eye, weird, all kinds of weird shit, and you pretty well have got Daughters Unto Devils. That is what that's the gist of this. So, in a nutshell, I enjoyed this book. I'm surprised I enjoyed it. But I'm also happy that I enjoyed it. I am happy to the person who recommended it to me. I appreciate them doing this. And the thing about it is, to me, it didn't read like a young adult novel. It just read like a novel. I mean, I don't know. It seems like, and Amazon even listed it as middle grade. And I swear, I think Amazon, what they do is they read these books and they go, oh, it's got a teenage girl in it. It's YA. Not necessarily. Anyway, that's it. This is my review. Daughters Unto Devils. I'm going to give this 4 stars. It surprised me. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, that's it. That is my review. So you guys take care and stay scared. Bye-bye.